Hi everyone, maayong hapon and hi Shaila. Hi Sheena.
Hello!
Hi Jerome. Hello.
Hello! Sinong
Hello.
you?
Oh my
Where's
gosh,
your
they're so
cat?
cute. They're so cute. My cats are all asleep and don't want to be disturbed. Kaya ayan, good
Yun.
afternoon everybody.
Sheena,
If
you're on mute.
you guys are seeing these cutie pies, ayan na
Yes.
sila. We are
Oo.
talking about
I know, like my cat used to, Zoom bomb me every time. So ngayon,
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
And
what's
then
the name? Let's introduce our cats first.
this
Okay.
is
The name
Yes.
of my cat is. What's the name?
mine. This is Cat the Cat.
O, di
cat
ba?
with a
Ang
K.
hirap. Cat with a K. Akala ko cat with a C. Di ba? Ang hirap nun. Okay. And yours, Jerome, your cat is?
The name of my cat is Bagheera.
What?
Bagheera?
Yes, Bagheera.
And mine naman is Soraya. So Soraya is actually 4 months and a half, 4.5 months old.
Oh,
So yun. So by the way, my name, guys, for those who are just watching, this is COVID Conversations Over Coffee. And my name's Owen and I'm streaming live here in Cagayan de Oro City. And I'm so glad to be back here in COVID Conversations. It's been a while since I've been part. And of course, we have Shyla and her kitty cat.
Who was
yes.
sleeping and I disturbed her.
Ayun. So
Yes,
my...
and by the way, my name is Jerome Ray Sane. I'm streaming live all the way from Davao City. And before we introduce our two lovely, beautiful hosts, I would like to say belated happy birthday to Sheena and Shiloh once again.
Yes. Grabe. They're sisters and they're only like days apart sa birthday,
No,
di ba?
Year. Oh yeah, the day. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I mean, the day. Of course, but 1 year. Hindi kayo twins. O, di ba?
Yeah. So,
Ayun.
Sheena, go ahead, introduce yourself.
Yes. Hi everyone. This is Sheena, streaming all the way from Dubai. Good afternoon.
And of
Ayun.
course, I am Shyla with the gimbal cat. Gimbal kasi yung head nila kahit anong galaw mo, it's in the same position. No? I am
Yes.
Shyla and I am streaming from Butuan City. So, bakit nga ba tayo may pets today? Why did we have to introduce our pets?
Well,
Of course. For
sino
today's
muna?
Ako,
Go,
sige.
go. Sige.
So for today's conversation, the other conversation we had, what we talk about mental health, emotional awareness, and everything. And from that topic alone, we were able to discuss that there are people out there who are really pet owners right away. Just a snap of a hand, they wanted to, to pet something, to own a cat, to own a dog, or everything. And for this conversation, we will be talking about pets and the pandemic, a guide for first-time pet owners during COVID-19. And I guess that
Yes.
from the topic alone, it's so interesting, and a lot of viewers would like to know what are the
Yeah.
things that they need to do on how to take good care of their pets, right, Owen?
Yes, because I am also a first-time pet owner ng cat. I have dogs. Here, but this is the first time that I fully committed myself to owning a cat. We used to have cats there in our house in Butuan, but I realized, sige, I'm ready now for a cat. And I think I'm a cat convert. I love cats now. I used to be afraid of cats, and I realized they have a different kind of personality, but we get along naman. So yun. So Shane, how about
Yes.
you?
Yeah, same for me. Like halfway through this quarantine, well, I've always wanted to own a cat, to have a pet, a dog actually. And then I met my sister, Chyla's cats, when I was on holiday in the Philippines. I didn't think I was a cat person until I met her cats. And then pandemic came, and I was like, I felt like I could never own a pet because of my job. And because I'm rarely in Dubai. But since the pandemic, since I'm always here, I thought, you know what, it's the perfect time to finally get a pet. And like Coach RJ said in our previous episode, pets actually do help a lot in elevating our mood. So I think it's the best decision I've made during the pandemic for this year and probably for my life.
Ayun. Shy?
Are you frozen?
Naka-freeze siya. Oo. Ayun. So, for those who are just watching, we would also like to invite all of you to share this conversation with your friends. You can do watch party. You can just click the watch party there on your Facebook page, and also share this to your friends who own pets. And for those also for the first time they would like to finally own a pet, kasi it's not easy owning a pet. Promise.
Exactly.
It's not
Oh,
easy.
yeah.
So we have to make sure na we know what to do when we own pets. That's why we have two ladies who are here, are also experts in the field of veterinary medicine. So they're here and they would like to share to us naman their expertise on owning a pet and also taking care, and what are the things we need to do before getting a pet, having a pet, and and all those stuff.
Exactly. And
Ayun.
I guess, a lot of viewers should really take down note of this because, it's not so easy na magpabook ka sa isang veterinary and even clinic just to, ask these questions. Now, this is the right
Oo.
time for you to really watch and learn what are the things that you really need to take down notes. Maybe you're not understanding why your cat or dog behaves like this, or what are the things na
Oo.
maanahan mo lang and everything. So with that, let's bring on our two guests on board and let's allow them to introduce themselves one by one. Hello.
Hi.
Hi,
Hi.
everyone.
Hi. So shall we
Hello.
start with Zen? Introduce yourself, please.
Hi, everyone. I am Zan Perez, a sixth-year veterinary medicine student from Central Mindanao University. I am also a member of the Veterinary Medical Students Association and International Veterinary Students Association. I am so grateful and thankful for having me in this conversation, which is very timely because nowadays people tend to get a pet during this pandemic, especially that it is very therapeutic and has a lot of benefits, especially for your mental health. So, before getting a pet, you should know the do's and don'ts of having it. And also, we also want to promote responsible pet ownership, which is part of our campaign as a vet med student. So I hope you will learn a lot from us, and we're very happy to be part of your journey as a pet parent. That's all. Thank
Ayun.
you.
Thank you, Zan. Yon. And of course, Doc Hazel.
Hello, everyone. I'm Hazel. I'm an owner of 3 veterinary clinics here in Cagayan de Oro. And this pandemic, we see a surge of pet owners getting busy taking care of their pets, rescuing stray cats and dogs, and really having more face time with their pets, especially that they are in their houses. They have more time to tend to either plants or animals. And I think it's also really, as what was mentioned earlier, it's helping as humans manage our anxieties in these times. So I'm happy to answer some of your questions and might be of help to uh, the new owners, pet owners.
Yon. So there you have it. We have our guests, of course, Zan, VetMed, now in Butuan, and of course, Doc Hazel here in Cagayan de Oro. So who would like to throw the first question? And for those who are watching at home, please do send comment your questions below in our comment box, and so that you can ask questions, and then we'll be sharing your questions here so that Doc Hazel and Zan can also shed light on those mga questions. So, who would like to go first in asking? Pwede ako?
Go ahead.
Okay. So, before asking anything, I would just like to go personal first. Like, Zan, do you have your own pet as well? Aside from, having... What's your pet? Let me know. Anong pet mo ngayon?
Oh yes, I have 5 dogs,
Wow.
and then yes, one mixed Labrador, German Shepherd, and then 4 Yorkshire Terriers. Actually, these 4 dogs are one family. So the 2 are the parents, and the 2 are the
Oh,
The
puppies.
litter, the
Yeah. So
puppies. Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
So
Ka-cute.
we refuse to give them because they're like a family already. So just
Ah,
might as well, yes, take care of them as a family again.
okay. So, how about you, Doc Hazel? Currently, what are your pets?
I have a 13-year-old dachshund. He
mm.
is geriatric, and then, but he is healthy. Uh, two pug. It's they are all adopted because they have health conditions, and
Oh,
the owner just gave them up because of the time to take care of them. So they are with me now. I have also a mixed small breed miniature pincher chihuahua, and I have a Persian cat, another one adopted, and I have lots of rescued cats at
okay.
home and in the clinic.
I see. Now, So who would like to go on a follow-up question?
Necessary ba
Yeah.
kapag isang vet ka, kailangan ba talaga may pet ka in order for you to really right?
Eventually, you will have, because like just like me, you have sick pets who get well, and sometimes owners don't claim them anymore. Some
Really?
just give them up because they cannot keep up with the health, managing their
Oh.
puppies or pets.
Mm.
So eventually, you will really have pets.
Mm.
But not by choice, but you
Ah, both at first, but
both.
it will
Okay.
adapt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of
With
sige, Jerome.
based on our topic, pets in the pandemic, a guide for first-time pet owners. We have a lot of pets before. We have like lovebirds. We have like two, Askal dogs before. And then right now, we have one Dachshund sa likod ng bahay. Tapos we have this cat. And then talagang last March, nung nagsimula yung isip ko, sabi ko, I want a puppy, I want a dog, yung bet na bet kong dog. Gusto ko yung dog na maganda, alam mo yun, like mamahaling dog, alam mo yun? Para naman maganda, ganon, or something. So, naisip ko, gusto kong bumili ng isang Labrador. Mahal yung Labrador, right? Gusto kong bumili ng isang Golden Retriever, mahal din. And luckily, during that pandemic, may nag-post sa Facebook na nagbebenta ng aso. Ang cute-cute ng aso. Tapos, this is a mix of a Labrador and a Retriever. Sabi ko, wow, all in. Nandito na yung gusto ko.
2 in 1.
Oo, binili ko na siya. So with that, of course, wala naman akong masyadong friend na vet. Meron din ako mga friends ngayon na nanonood na who are owning pets right na nagiging dog lover na or pet lover na. What are the keynotes or the things na kailangan nilang isipin or kailangan nilang malaman, on how to take good care of these pets? You can go ahead, Zan, and answer that.
Okay, so first and foremost, you should check the vaccination and health record of the pet, especially yung sa buyer. So, kung meron yan, uso ngayon yan sa mga Facebook since everything now is accessible online. So, check the vaccination if may deworming na ba, kompleto na ba yung vaccination, and also check if the breeder also have a certificate from the the Animal Welfare Division. So some breeders also have that certificate. So that is one good choice kung magbibili ka ng mga pets online, especially because you can see it physically. And then also one thing is that you should check the bloodline ng dog kasi baka yung parents niya magkapatid. So that's quite yung parang incest lang. So some cases may mga kasi yung defect complications, they're very prone to that. So better check yung mga bloodline niya, sino bang parents nito, saan ba ito nabili, ng ano. So, get the history before buying your pets online.
Oh, that's nice.
Ayun.
Doc Hazel, do you have additional?
Yes. I think that's it. Important thing is you have to basic deworming and then the vaccination, because it's really a lot cheaper compared to when your pet gets sick. And you must also research on how to manage the feeding, living conditions. It's specific for the different breeds. So I think that's the first thing you're going to do.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah.
Ayan.
And
So yes, who would like to ask? Raise your
Oh,
hand.
sorry. Welcome back.
Parang classes lang ulit. I have a question. Oh, yes, Doc Hazel, sige, I'll direct this to you. Because I love pets, but I love cats rather. And sometimes I feel like I want to get more, no? But I realized, like, we adopted one cat, pero nandun siya sa isang room kasi inaaway niya yung ibang cats. Ano yung tip niyo for bringing home new cats if you already have one? Or if you already have a few?
You know what? Iba-iba kasi temperament ng pets. So some pets, they just welcome new pets when you bring them home, but others, it will really take time, no? Matagal. So first of all, if you bring in new pet, you have to quarantine because you don't know if, may nag-incubate na infection or whatever. So I think at least 2 weeks, you separate them from yung mga existing pets mo. And then slowly you introduce them to to your pets. So ganun. But I cannot really say how long. It would be very different from one pet to another.
Ah, okay. I thought it was special to cats lang talaga. Na
No,
mahirap
even
silang
dogs. No,
i-introduce,
Yes.
even dogs
even
nga.
dogs. And magkaiba-iba yung mga personalities ng dogs. Yung iba nga talagang hindi pwede. So, di na lang. So, ipa-adapt na lang yung bago kasi inaaway, binubuli. I even have a client na Labrador yung pet niya. Labradors are very, no, walang aggression. But in this case, may bagong puppy na Labrador dinala niya sa bahay. Suddenly, inattack yung yung puppy. So, she was really shocked because ever since, parang 5-year-old na yung adult Labrador niya, walang aggression dati, but here comes another puppy, nagalit bigla. So it's really
It
unique and
varies.
different. Yeah, yeah.
Having
Mm.
said that, Doc Hazel, kasi yung nauna dito sa bahay was the little Dachshund that we have there. And then, di ba, kinuha ko lang just last March itong puppy ko. So, parang five month pa lang to siya. So, nung una, nandun just pilang large na cage, lumalaki pala tong asong to. So, pinagawa ko ng pinakamalaking, cage. So, nandun na siya. So, sabi nung sa akin, sabi nung owner ng aso, sabi niya, "Sir, wag mo muna i-expose yung puppy mo unless hindi na complete yung vaccine." Sabi ko, para naman ako mama nito, na kailangan kong anuhin. So, kinumpleto ko yung vaccine and everything. Sabi ko, na complete na. Can I expose my puppy to my Dachshund? Sabi niya, sige, go sir. Pwede, para may playmate. So, in-expose ko siya. In the sense, na nasa cage pa yung Labrador ko, pero yung Dachshund nasa labas. Yung na-observe ko, parang yung, mura siya nagabula yung baba. Sa laway niya. Pero,
Siguro.
but I don't know why. Ngano na siya nga nagabula yung baba.
Could be excited siya, could be anxious siya. So parang may mga ganong feelings kaya sila like when they visit the clinic and then they smell a lot of dogs, some of them magsasalivate. So due to excitement and smelling lots of dogs when they're not used to it. So siguro yun
Okay.
yung reaction ng dog mo.
But is it normal?
As long as it's not vomiting,
It's not
I think
vomiting.
it's just, it's just a normal, psychological reaction niya sa bagong dog or bagong environment.
Okay.
That's nice.
Okay.
Ayan. So we have comments.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So go, Sheena, before we go with comments.
No, I was just gonna say, 'cause, yeah. So before anyone else goes out by getting cats and dogs, can you give us because owning a pet, right, is a commitment. It's not just pets are not toys. So
Yes.
can you just give us maybe an estimate, maybe of what the cost of actually taking care of a cat, like how much what medical visits they need, how much each would probably in a pet lifetime maybe. That's excluding their food maybe and their but just the medical costs.
Uh,
Go ahead.
am I going to answer it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so for the basic for the deworming and the vaccination for dogs, I think you're going to spend around 3,000 to 4,000 to complete the whole program. You call them the puppy shots. So they usually end around 4 to 6 months, and then after that, you're going to do the vaccination every year, once a year. So it's costly during the first 6 months because it's like in the babies, you go back to your pediatrician every 2 to 3 weeks. But after that, it's going to be the booster. So it's an annual vaccination. And then the deworming, you do it every 2 to 3 months. So ballpark estimate is around 4,000 siguro for for the deworming and the vaccination. For cats, I think the same cost for the deworming and the vaccination.
And that's
Right.
minus the
It's
hospital bills that they might
yeah,
have. If they have any
minus
accidents,
the
right?
minus the complications, like they have diarrhea. They're really prone to this because
Walang
they
PhilHealth, di ba? Walang PhilHealth ang cats.
yeah, unfortunately wala pa, but I think
Oo.
there's an insurance company coming
Yes.
up. I have talked to them, but for now they are covering vehicular accidents only. So not much of the hospitalization because of infectious conditions,
Mhm.
because pets, like the puppies, they lick everywhere on the floor, on our footwear. They usually get infections from there. Now in our babies, we usually do alcohol before we hold them, but our puppies, they lick our floors. They don't wash their hands. They eat food from the floor, so they really are prone to getting diarrhea, gastric upset, like that.
That's
Mm.
good. By the way, Zan, you've mentioned earlier that we might need to, take a look of the roots of kung saan galing to, like the family tree of the
Yeah.
dog. Ano yung ma-advise mo? Kasi may mga taong nagbebenta sa overpass ng mga aso, right? Like yung mga cute na nga aso.
Oo.
No? So ano yung they don't have papers, they don't have vets. So, bibilhin mo lang yun and then you get it without you knowing the history, kung nasaan ang galing, sino ama, anong breed, anong bloodline and everything. Anong papayo mo dun sa mga taong gusto talaga magkaroon ng aso in a snap of a hand? Bibili ako dun sa overpass kasi meron ang cute ng puppy na yun. Anong mga advices mo to those tao na bibili talaga?
Well, we know that is a lifetime responsibility. So, hindi lang yan dahil cute pa siya, puppy pa siya, okay, I'll take care of you. Pero, may complications na, he's getting old already, parang nane-neglect na natin sila. Kaya before you impulsively buy a pet or even a puppy online or pet shop, think first if kaya mo ba talagang panindigan yan until the rest of the lifetime sa dog. Kasi having a pet is like you already have the responsibility to take care of it from health records, food, water, vitamins, lahat-lahat na yan. Because walang-wala yung puppy. It cannot work on its own. It cannot stand on its own. So, dependent lang yan siya sa'yo. And also, if, for example, kung gusto mo talaga or if you think you are ready already, and then when you try to buy a dog or a cat or anything, a pet, online or even in pet shops, kung hindi nila alam or they won't even submit a history, then try to consult your veterinarian kasi especially they will do a physical checkup. So overall, they will check kung okay lang ba yung hydration ng puppy, okay lang ba siya yung sa nervous niya or either yung sa mga the way yung mga motor skills ng puppy or yung dog. So at least you're assured that when you get the puppy, when you get the dog, or when you get the pet, it is already healthy enough for you to take care of it. Kasi when impulsiveness, usually parang, okay, I want this. Okay, kasi nga ang cute niya. Pero it entails a big responsibility because you already have a life. It's a life that you should take care of. So yun lang, always consult your veterinarian and also do not rely on parang Google lang, okay na siguro to because your veterinarian knows best talaga.
All right.
Mhm. And I
Ayun.
guess
So,
So
I
much.
think you should go to reputable breeders, not just someone that's
yes.
selling a pet
Yes.
up the
Oo.
pet stand.
Kasi that's what I also noticed, di ba, Sheen, like, people find puppies cute and they think that when it
Mhm.
grows up they have an appearance that they are expecting, and then when they grow up they suddenly ay aspin pala to, and then parang I don't like it anymore, and then they throw them or they don't care.
Yeah.
Well, kawawa naman,
Yes.
aso pa din
Plus,
yun, di ba? So we hope
plus,
na
yeah. Plus
oo.
dogs, but plus the pets that you buy from these sellers that are selling over on these overpass, the dogs, the parents of these dogs are probably caged, like they're not well taken care of.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
They're
we
for
don't want
profit.
kind of
Yes, and Doc Hazel and Zan, here's a question from one of those who are watching my watch party. Hi pala to Attorney Sam Tan, who's very also, and Menen Arasid. They're actually conversing there in my watch party. But Menen actually here says that, Doctora, I have a 14-year-old na dog. I think he has rayuma. He's in pain and limping now. So maybe he would like to know what are the remedies for a geriatric dog, especially that you mentioned, Doc Hazel, that you also have one. What are the things that a geriatric dog, as a pet, as a pet owner, what can you do in taking care of a geriatric dog?
I think first of all, you must make sure na hindi obese yung dog. No,
Oh.
when they're getting older, they might have joint problems, they're prone to osteoporosis and hip dysplasia. So especially this is especially true in large breeds. So in large breeds, if they have arthritis, yun yung common na term. It could be a lot of joint problems, no, different conditions. So kailangan at least ma-diagnose, check through an X-ray, check kung saan ba yung problema, and then can it be mitigated with like joint supplements, mga chondroitin? Can it be managed? Is it painful for the pet? So are we going to put him on pain medications? Because there are cases when they are put on pain medications, they start to use their limbs and they can walk on their own again. So it has to be physically examined by a veterinarian, and we can recommend also diagnostic test for the pet. And then in some cases, unfortunately, there are conditions which really cannot be, especially kung old na masyadong very old na yung patients. Hindi na irreversible na yung arthritis. Some clients, they do makeshift wheelchair, so just so makalakad pa rin yung dog with the support of these wheelchairs na ginagawa nila. So I think those are the things that we can do uh, to manage arthritis or joint problems in our old dogs.
Okay, ayun.
All right. Thank you for answering that, Doc, which actually brings me to one of our next comments here, which I'd like to read to you. Ayan, as a vet student, so I guess this is for Zan, no? As a vet student, how do you deal with people consulting with you online instead of taking their pets to the vet? That's a really good question. Zan?
Yes.
Yes, that is very common, especially if yung mga may friends ka na alam nila na vet. So, they immediately parang perspective na sila, alam mo lahat. So, what we do sa amin mga students is that we usually just check the history kung if it's really an emergency or kailangan lang ng mga first aid. But we refuse to diagnose online. We refuse to give treatments online, especially that we're still students. So basically, ini-inform lang namin sila, this is a case of emergency, so you really have to go to the nearest vet. We also refer our alumni na licensed vet na to them. And then, for cases naman na hindi na emergency, yung parang basins lang na what is a good vitamins for this, what is a good dog food for this, yung mga parang maintenance na lang ng mga questions. Usually, we can answer to that, pero we usually refer also or we ask also an advice from our alumni or from our instructors so that we can verify na ano talaga siya. Parang yung consultation is that it would be valid kasi as a student naman, we're still on the process of learning. So, especially to those who are online, yung parang ayaw na pumunta sa kasi daw magastos, it's very expensive, so they go online and ask us. So yun lang yung mga sinasabi namin. We refer them to the nearest vet. We explain to them why it is very urgent, why it is an emergency, and why it is a need to consult a vet rather than us vet students.
Ayun.
Okay. So, Doc, Doc Hazel, since you're here and we're doing pet, if anyone has, obviously people cannot always come immediately. Do you do, because of the situation at COVID, so do you do online consultation, or is that possible to be, have you been doing that?
May mga cases na we consider online consultation, like minor skin problems. They cannot bring their dogs in the clinic. We can give them, we can advise on what creams or ointments they can use, and they can just pick up the medications in the clinic. But it's a case to case basis. If it's we think that it's a serious or an emergency situation, we really ask them to bring their pets to the clinic. They can drop it they can drop their pets to the clinic, leave it there, and we do the procedures. And then we just call them if their pet is ready. Or we can
Oh.
discuss also through phone the treatment regimen, everything. But in Cagayan de Oro, we can, people are still visiting clinics as long as we still follow the DOH recommendations, the protocol. They come with one owner. They book appointments, so we can do that. But we do also online, especially with, senior owners, old
Mhm.
owners that don't have access to, they don't have drivers. They have to get a taxi to go to the clinic. We can do that as long as it's not an emergency situation. And we also have an ambulance. We have a vehicle. We can also pick up their dogs if they can't bring to.
Oh, that's
That's nice.
nice.
I
Mm.
have
So
one question. Sige, go ahead, Chai.
no, go
I'm
ahead, Will.
curious.
Okay. I don't know if this question is weird or what. We're talking about, COVID-19 pandemic. Our pets can be a carrier of COVID-19 virus, yes
Mhm.
or no?
Yes, just like just like any objects, they say the virus can stick to anything, right?
Mhm.
Glass and any surface. So our animals, our pets can also be fomites, or
Get.
the virus can lodge on their skin or their hair and they can bring it to us. So we
Mhm.
really recommend to keep our pets indoors, close to us, to monitor them.
Mhm.
uh, Also, not because of the COVID, but because we also want them to be to not bring in infections. No, they can get skin diseases from other stray animals outside. They can get infections from outside. So I think it's safe to really keep them indoors and close to us for now.
All
Okay, I
right. So
have a question. Sige, Sheena, you first. I'm so
Okay.
curious. Okay, go, Sheen.
In relation to COVID, right? I know that there might also be another confusion of them being like us being able to transfer the virus to them, therefore making them carriers and transferring it to us. Versus there's also a coronavirus that's for cats, that they are carriers. But from what I heard, coronavirus in cats, the one that infects
They
them,
have their
cannot
own.
be transferred to humans, right?
The
No.
dogs, they have coronavirus infections. It's even part of the vaccination. But it's
Uh-huh.
not the same
oh,
corona that we have now. It's different.
And
Mm-mm.
we can that infect us? Can
No,
we
no, it's not.
no?
It's a different strain.
Yeah.
It's not the COVID now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have
But
a
they
Okay.
have this
question.
coronavirus infection.
Uh,
Okay.
so
Just wanted
so
to
I have a question
clarify.
now, Doc. So for example, I just came from outside, right? And then so para to keep others safe also, baka I would like to, hug my dog, and then the dog again goes to another human and then they hug. So most likely I will be transferring it. So what are the things we have to do as pet owners before we interact with our pets, just in case to keep, other members of the household safe?
I think if they've been outside, you can bath them, give them a shower, or clean their their paws before they get inside the house. Yeah.
yeah,
I,
because we
la-
cannot, let
yeah.
our pets wear masks, right? Even face shield. So, sa lahat
Hoy,
ng mga owner,
may face shield na yung iba. I saw
yeah,
it.
Oh no.
that's so cute.
Yeah. Okay.
Sige,
Sige.
let's say hi to a couple of people first who
Yes.
are watching us tonight. I know that we have a couple of comments in our Facebook. So Grant Amoncio says, great to end the work with CCC. Thank you so much for
Hi,
watching.
Doc
Cho Yun
Grant.
also. Yes, thank you for watching. And of course, we also have Miss Angel. She is watching. She has a lot. She says, 10 bow wows and one rescued cats. That is a lot, right?
Yes.
Wow. And she says, best experience is the unlimited love that pets can give. Feeling superstar ka pag uwi sa bahay. True. Worst losing them and it breaks her heart every time. This is true, right? Like, feeling mo
Yes.
superstar ka because when you open the door, they're there waiting for you.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
and
Right?
their tails are like that.
Yeah. So saying hi to also my friends who are watching online, CV Lastimoso, Michael Licup, Francis Calangi, Candy Estacio, Armand Ducanes is also watching us via my watch party. Thank you so much for supporting CCC and watching as well.
And of course,
You
I'd
guys,
like to say hi to the viewers that I have here. John Fernandez is watching. Charlie Ace, Raymond Antolo, BJ Simogan, Rain Torres, James Milan, hello, Chari, Anastasia Bermudez, Randy Rizos, Durf, Pael Dahao, Denver Villanueva, who has may pet na din sa bahay nila. And of course, may Milan yun. Happy birthday. Thank you so much for watching and dropping by.
Okay, so I have a question about pets and our personalities. Is it true that there are certain kinds of pets that that matches our personality? Like, that's why others say they don't like cats because they're kind of bitchy and snobbish. Doc, for someone like me who's kind of busy, what do you think are the best types of dogs? For example, that is fit for my personality. I'm not a very active person. I'm just here, in front of my screen the whole time, and I don't really go out. So, what kind of dogs for a person like me, like for those who are watching also like me, or just there, medyo hindi naman stagnant na nasa bahay lang, but hindi as active. What kind of dogs, for example, or a cat is a good choice for them?
Yes, I think if you're indoors most of the time, I think it's best for you to get a small breed dog because small dogs can get enough exercise even if they are indoors. But when you get a large dog, you need to walk them outside. So make sure to be exercising also for your large dogs to get a lot of exercise. So if you're indoors mostly, you can get a small dog, and a cat would be nice also. They are
Ayun.
low maintenance, no, in terms of physical activity.
Yon. For Zan naman, Zan, because I'm curious because what made you decide naman, di ba, to go into this kind of profession? I mean, others would like to be doctors for babies and all that, but what made you decide, aside from having parents who are also doctors? I'm hearing a cat.
Yes.
Okay. So what made you decide to go into a veterinary profession?
Well, I was inspired by my dad, who's a veterinarian, because he was working in a city veterinary office before. So back then, they help farmers and also those pet owners who doesn't have a much privilege to give much health care to their pets. So I was inspired by the compassion that he had to those pet owners, to the farmers who have carabaos and goats. So, parang wake up call na din sa akin yun na maybe this profession doesn't only entail giving a best healthcare to your pets or to the animals, but also to help the people, those underprivileged na who are very passionate with animals also. So actually right now we are supporting an animal rescue center here in Butuan because we have seen how passionate they are in helping dogs, rescuing dogs, and that's one motivation that made me pursue this course aside from the influence of my dad. And also I just want to extend my capabilities and help to the people who needs it the most.
Ayan. So Zan, you mentioned about you have a pet rescue center. So
Yes.
um, where is it located? Just in case there are we have friends in Butuan who also see cats in the streets or dogs, or where can they bring those stray animals?
Oh, actually, it's Hearts for Paws but one. It is a private organization who rescued dogs and cats or yung mga accidents. So, in our clinic, we usually pag may mga rescued dogs, they bring it to our clinic and then we just give the best healthcare that we can in a very minimum price. And also, usually pag may mga we have discounts also, and then the proceeds for that will go to the pet shelter. Even our organization, yung VM sa IBSA, have been supporting them in their construction of a pet shelter for the rescue dogs finally. So, yung mga naipon namin na pera from our alumni, we gave it to them so that they can start building the pet shelter. It's very nice and it's heartwarming to help people, not just the and also the animals, of course, because it's a life. It's not just pets, not just animals. It's a life.
Yes. And so you accept also, donations in kind, right? For the pets?
Yes. Yun yung mga mag-donate ng like dog food, even a dog food, a sack of dog food, or kung ano mga pwede ma-donate, either monetary, they can just drop by at Butuan Veterinary Clinic and just say na this is for the Hearts for Paws, Butuan, and then that would be a very great help, especially to the rescued pets and animals.
Ayun.
Wow.
Ayan.
Zan,
Thank
I have
you.
a question, Zan. Just out of curiosity, this is for you, Zan, since for your Hearts for Paws Foundation. What types of breeds of pets are usually there? Do you see just normal Askal, Pusakal, or are there any more like fancy breeds as well?
Oh, yung mga aspin lang sila talaga. They're
Mm-hmm.
purely, some are neglected, some have been abused, some
Mm-hmm.
have been street dogs na parang they have been in a vehicular accidents but survived a week, no food, no
Mm-hmm.
water. So I have encountered cases talaga na parang binaril, may sinaksak,
Oh.
yes. And
Oh
it's
my gosh.
parang nakakaawa talaga na
Mm-hmm.
these dogs didn't do anything to you. Why would they do that to the dog? So that's why we're the Hearts for Paws, we've been supporting this organization.
Mm-hmm. And I
Wow,
want
thank
to say,
you.
like, right, I want to urge people, if you want to have pets, please look into adopting these dogs because,
Yes.
I mean, we're not, the love that they give, it doesn't matter what breed they are. And I
Yes,
think these
I
Exactly.
agree.
dogs,
Yeah.
and I think these dogs, most especially the ones who are in adoption, for adoption, they, I think, will, these, not just dogs, cats as well, they're the ones who can give you even the most love because they're the ones who
We're
desire
deprived.
it, were
Yeah.
deprived of it, diba? So if you want
Yeah.
from an animal, adopt. They are the,
Yes.
As they say,
yeah.
adopt, don't shop.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Correct. So, ang ganda na idea. Ang ganda nun, and I'm so glad that at least through this platform, no, we are able to share that. Ayan, Butuanons, if you guys are looking for pets, especially in the season, to just keep you company, they can bring you a lot of love. A Hearts for Paws is something that you guys can look out for and look for on Facebook. So there's a lot of cats, stray cats and stray dogs outside. So my question also for Doc Hazel is, what do you would you recommend spaying and when? I ask this because there was a time when I really didn't want to have my cats spayed and neutered because I felt like this is it's mean. It's mean to them because like it's like you're taking away their right
Right?
their joy to
To
consummate. So
procreate.
to procreate. So for me personally, ang tagal talaga before I finally said yes, okay, that makes sense to me. So for you, Doc Hazel, would you recommend it? And if why or why not?
A big yes. I would recommend spaying and castrating cats because female cats they get in heat like almost every month. They can get
Oh,
pregnant, nurse kittens, and then get pregnant again. So I think in cats they can get as much as 6 liters in a year. So that's too much for the
Wow.
mama cat, and it's risky for her. We don't want more stray cats. We have lots of them already. So if you have a cat, please spay or castrate them. It's highly
So
recommended.
how old? Because I have a boy and a girl. So, and they're only 4 months old. And I am worried that one day when I'm out of the house, they're going to be like,
doing it.
right?
Mm,
How old?
yes, yes.
usually
Yeah,
happen?
they're both in heat.
Yes, because we see a lot of teenage pregnancy in cats. They get pregnant
What,
during
4
the
months?
first heat when they are just teenagers. So around
Agree.
7 months.
You know
7
what?
And
months. Okay, so I still have 3
Yeah,
you
months.
know,
we just experienced
yeah.
that last 2 months ago. Yung kapitbahay ko dito, na-pregnant siya,
Mm.
3 anak niya, kahit kung saan siya pinanganak yung mga bata niya. And
And that's teenage pregnancy. Their reproductive
Oo.
tract is not yet developed, and
yeah,
Yeah.
they have complications. So best to have
Okay.
them spayed siguro mga 4 months.
Oh,
Oh, so
okay. 4
dapat na
months.
ngayon.
Uh,
Okay.
the male cats can be castrated earlier. They can be
Ah,
castrated earlier.
because I messaged actually my vet and I asked, like, I told him I'm worried that, and then they said 6 months. I have to wait for 6 months. But I'm like,
Now sometimes they get in hit by 6 months.
Mhm.
does it happen
Or
earlier? Because
earlier.
they're 4 months right now. Should I be worried?
Pero Doc Hazel, they're siblings. Yun yung, I'd like to ask also, do cats, what do you call that?
Incest.
It's not intermarriage, right? What
Do
do
they
you
have
call it?
like meron ba silang parang
May
Yeah,
promise
they
ba sila ng
do.
nanay ko to or kapatid ko to? Meron ba silang
They
gano'n
do.
na bawal to?
nako-consent, huh?
No, of
They
course,
don't?
no. They do. They do.
They
Inbreeding.
do.
They can do that. So they can
Inbreeding.
get pregnant with their immediate family members.
They can. So wala
Yeah.
wala kang moral.
Walang pili.
Oo, walang mali,
wala.
walang mali siya.
So normal yon. So
Walang
if you
pili.
see,
Yes.
okay,
That
okay.
separates us from them.
Uh-huh.
So
Well,
it's
Oo.
not, hindi siya dangerous for them because obviously with humans, if it's incest, di ba may abnormalities na nangyayari,
Yeah.
di ba? That's
yeah.
sa cats,
Yeah.
sa pets ba, does that happen as well? May abnormalities? Meron.
Yes, that's mentioned by Zan kanina earlier. You have to know the line, the genetic line,
bloodline.
because it could be inbreeding and they can have defects, inborn defects.
I
I
see. Okay.
Zan or Hazel, I
Actually,
don't know. Can I? Oh, yeah, Zan, go ahead, please.
Actually, my 2 Yorkshire Terriers, magkapatid sila. Tapos, hindi namin namalayan na nag-ano na sila. So, they produced 3 puppies. And then, one who had a defect, nag-wasting syndrome siya. So,
Oh.
yung dalawa naman, yung isa medyo obese, tsaka yung isa medyo, siya, parang, not really malnourished, pero may defect, may lang siya konti. But anyways, so,
Rescue.
Oh.
I have a follow-up question to Zan or Hazel, because Zan, you also have a pet foundation. And Doc, here, since you own a veterinary clinic, do you do you do you castrate or spay strays? Is there like a discount or something for stray pets, just to encourage people to trap and neuter and release the cats? That way, we have less
Stray.
strays.
Strays. Oo nga. May ganung program na ba yung organizations nyo, Zan and Doc Hayes?
yes, actually sa VM sa IVSA, where me and Doc Hazel are in, we do participate in mass spay and neuter. Pero in Bukidnon yun because doon nakabase yung organization namin. Even in our college in Central Mindanao University, we do annual mass spay and neuter also. And also for those owners that cannot afford in a veterinary clinic to do a spay and neuter to their pets. So, usually, sa Bukidnon lang kasi yun na area. But, for example, here in Butuan, I believe the PVMA also and the City Vet has a program for that, which is a free spay and neuter for your pets. Doon naman sa clinic namin, especially for stray dogs and cats from the animal rescue shelter, we usually give discounts also to them because especially na they don't have enough funds to sponsor all the rescue dogs for a spay and neuter. So better go to the nearest your city vet or from the PVMA kung program sila for free spay and neuter yun sa pets. It's free actually, especially dun sa mga government.
Ayun,
Doc Hazel,
kasi si
balik nung aso mo,
Yes.
Doc Hazel mo na ang ganda ng aso mo, nakita ko yun.
Oo nga,
Ang
ang
cute.
cute.
Oo.
Ang cute. Oh,
Because I
tas
was-
kasi what, I
That's
remember
adopted pug.
yung I wanna ask Ay, sorry. Yung question na yun about spaying, I was interested to know the answer. Kasi remember, you actually had to spend for your stray dogs
Yes.
outside. So baka meron
Yes.
din sa Cagayan.
I've already inquired about it because I have
Oh.
two adopted stray dogs, and then every
Mm.
time, sometimes they go out and they don't come home for like weeks, and then pagbalik mga buntis na. So I had to like, and ako naman yung have to take care of the puppies. So last week I decided to contact CDO Pet Adoption, and then I had them with all the shots because I'm also afraid I have a dog inside. So baka makakontract ng whatever. So kasi they're stray. So I had all of them nagkaroon ng vaccination. And then next step, pero ayaw pa daw, di pa daw pwede ngayon kasi parang they're starting to get in heat yung dalawang aso kasi they're both females. So I call them Selly and Ada kasi selingan siya. And si Ada kaya adopted ko. So that's why it's Selly and Ada. And then I kept one puppy for myself from all the litter. So the name is Una. Pinakauna man ako siya na-adopt. So yun, that's their names. And di pa daw pwede yung dalawa kasi they're starting to get to be naghi-heat na daw. So maybe after. So I have to keep them out of the streets para wala na namang bagong litter. So yun. And Doc, there's a question kasi here that says, how would I know if my dog has already rabies? What are the symptoms because of this pandemic? Hindi na uli siya nabigyan ng vaccine.
Hmm.
Yan yung question. How do we know? Are there telltale signs of a dog na may rabies?
Usually ang rabies naman, kung rabid dog, ma-change talaga yung behavior because yung nervous system yung affected, yung ina-attack ng virus. So, the beginning stage is that they're sick, they don't eat, they don't drink water, and then in the terminal stage, they show na yung mga nervous signs like paralysis, and then they have this mad dog symptoms like yung lahat ng gumagalaw, they try to attack. Di na nila kilala yung mga owners. They bite everything that they see. So change of behavior, that's one.
Okay. So the vaccination happens every year, Doc, right? Hindi siya yung like one-time shot and then they're free, they're na for life.
Yes,
For
here in the Philippines, we do it every year because of our we have a lot of cases pa. But in the US, in other countries that they have eradicated na yung rabies infection, they do it I think every 3 years.
Oh,
3 years,
ayun.
yeah.
Interesting there.
Thank
Ayan.
you so much. So I guess
But I just want to clear misconception. It's a common misconception na sinasabi nila lahat ng dogs upon birth may rabies na. Hindi naman because it's a viral infection. So upon birth, walang rabies yon, hindi siya infected. It can get infected if it gets in contact with an infected rabid dog. So they usually get it transmitted through animal bite. So pag nakikipag-away outside, and then hindi siya vaccinated, then it could be prone to rabies infection.
One last question regarding that. Kasi sa bawat barangay-barangay dito sa Davao, there is like anti-rabies for free. Anong kinaibahan ng free na anti-rabies na pwede din sa vet na paid? What's the difference?
Or is it the same kind of shot?
It's basically the same, different brand name siguro, but basically the same. It's just that, this is also one thing that I want to clear because marami akong clients ang nagsasabi after vaccination daw ng free rabies, nagkasakit yung dogs, they die. A few days after they die or nag-diarrhea, something like that. So, kasi sa clinic naman kasi, we make sure that because we do not vaccinate sick dogs, no, sick cats. We vaccinate only healthy cats and dogs. So prior to the vaccination, we make sure they are dewormed. Updated yung deworming, wala siyang bulate, that anemic yung pets, walang fever. And I think because during mass vaccination, very busy yung veterinarians natin on field. I think wala nang time to check on na deworm ba to, na mga ganon. So, they do it random. Diretso-diretso na yung vaccination because madamihan. So, I think problems arise during those times na hindi pala healthy yung pet na nabakunahan ng ng rabies kaya nagkasakit. But basically, it's the same. So, ang advice ko din dun sa nagpapabakuna ng free anti-rabies, make sure naman as pet owners na healthy yung dogs and cats natin. So, make sure that they are vaccinated at least 10 days before na pabakunahan nyo yung ano nyo. I mean, deworm before na mapabakunahan yung dogs and cats nyo.
Wow,
And
thank
maybe
you so
also
much.
inform doc, no, if you inform the vet na when you're going there na hindi pa to na deworm or something, you tell the history of the dog as
Yeah, also,
responsible owner.
yeah, you have to divulge kasi yung iba, atat na magpabakuna because, it's free. But very, may adverse reaction talaga because instead of your dogs, if they are sick, yung immune system niya, nasa repair nung sakit niya. But when you vaccinate, yung immune system niya nakafocus on producing antibodies dun sa vaccine. So, napabayaan niya yung ibang infections. That's why they have diarrhea after vaccination. And some, unfortunately, they die after a few days from the vaccination.
I see.
Wow.
Thank you so much. So, Doc,
Interesting.
I know that a lot of people there are so interested to know more about this. 1 hour, maybe not enough for them. So, it's time for you to plug your pages or where they can reach you, they can contact you para naman na sa ating mga viewers na nandyan, nahihiyang mag-comment o mag-PM. So, I guess it's time for you to plug your pages kung saan kanila makontak. Right after you, Zan will go and share her pages.
Okay, so thank you for the time, guys. I'm so grateful that I was invited here and share a bit of what I know from my practice. I hope you visit our clinic. We have a branch here in Uptown Cagayan de Oro. It's around 200 meters away from SMCT along Master Sons Avenue. We also have a clinic in Gusa, JR Borja Extension. We also have another clinic in Bara, just across Jufom or City Mall Ipunan. And then we also operate the SM City Premier Pet Express Clinic and Grooming. You can check us. We are still open. Our clinics are open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily, except on Sundays. Our Uptown branch is the only branch open on Sundays from 8 to 12 noon. So I hope you take care of your pets this pandemic. They can be a great help to uh, keeping stress at bay, giving us fun. Uh, we hope that we take care of them just as we do take care of our family members. We have enough time now. Update their vaccinations, update their deworming, give them a day at the grooming. You have them bath, and we can do a lot of services for you. Thank you.
Ayun. So, Doc, one last. The names of your clinics, by the way, the name of your clinics in all those 4 branches, are they the same? Same name?
Yes, Pet Vet Central, Vet
Okay.
Clinic.
Pet Veteran Central.
Yeah.
Yun. And then, how about you, Zan?
Yes, thank you very much for having me. And also, I would like to thank you for having me in this conversation. And to all the pet lovers, pet parents, paw parents, we hope that you learned a lot from us, even for that short time. And we're happy that you take the call to be a responsible pet owner. And I would just like to plug our organization. Check our Facebook page, Veterinary Medical Students Association, IBSA Philippines. For those aspiring vet med students, especially yung mga as early as now you want to be a vet med student, then go check out our page. We have a lot of posts about a vet med student, a vet med journey, and how it feels like to be one. Also, to those here in Butuan or even outside Butuan who wants to support a animal rescue foundation, visit their Facebook page, the Hearts for Paws Butuan. And also, we have a veterinary clinic in Butuan City, Butuan Veterinary Clinic. We are open every day from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Except on Sundays, we're only open from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So, again, to all our parents, thank you very much. And may we continue to take the call to be a responsible pet owner and enjoy being a pet parent.
Ayun. Thank you again to Doc Hazel and Zan. Thank you so much. This is really a very enriching episode
Uh-huh.
today.
So don't go home yet. We will be seeing you at the backstage. Thank you so much once again. So there you go, Sheena and Shyla. We were able to deliver our very interesting topic for today,
Yes!
which is what
Again,
we call
bitin
pets
ang
and the
isang
pandemic.
oras.
Oo,
Exactly.
parang bitin nga.
It was
Oo.
a day. It went by so fast. I was so surprised.
Yes,
Yeah, and
exactly.
daghan ang interest, no? People are saying hi, they're
Mm,
asking questions. So there is an interest
yes.
around this topic. So at least we're really seeing that pets have been such a huge help, not only to us, but apparently to our viewers as well. So
Yes.
maybe one of these days, so perhaps sometime in the future, we can again invite sila Doc Hazel for
Mhm.
another episode because this
Yeah.
seems to resonate with our viewers as well.
And
Exactly.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yes,
And if you
Jerome.
guys wanted to get in touch with us, feel free to visit our website. It's www.hack-bang.com. You can also do a replay for this video in our Hakbang TV. Sa YouTube po, that's Hakbang TV. And of course, feel free to visit and like the page of Hakbang sa Facebook. And you can also follow us on Instagram for more updates.
Yes.
Yes.
And of course,
Ayun.
we know you guys enjoyed today's topic. We would like to hear from you what you would like us to cover in the future because, of course, we want to keep the conversation going, right?
Yes, and
Exactly.
yes, so please do comment or send us a message. What are the other topics you would like us to discuss so we can also bring in some experts or those who know more about those topics so we can have those conversations. And of course, please do share this wonderful news that we have COVID conversations over coffee every Tuesdays and Thursdays. So this is going to be regular already. TTH na
Correct.
siya. So 5:30 to 6:30. So please
Exactly.
guys support us. Yon, yes, Jerome.
And of course, if you guys really love this, don't forget to leave us a big thumbs up and heart for this video. And of course, if you wanted to have some more episode for this, aside from the mental awareness and pets, feel free to deliver your message on our Facebook and Instagram. We will be able to invite a lot of people who are really into these kind of fields. And of course, once again, we will not be making much of your time. Thank you so much for spending your 1 hour with us. This has
Yes.
been streaming live all the way from Davao City. Go open.
Ako na ba? Magko-close na ba? Yan na
Yeah.
ba? Yan na ba?
And
Okay.
then
So,
Sheena will go.
before I close, I just like to say that, we hope that you take care of your pets, not just because it's pandemic and you're lonely, but because you are really ready to be with a pet for the rest of their lives because, it's not easy being a pet parent. So there you go. So again, my name's Owen, streaming live here in Cagayan de Oro City, wishing everyone a very wonderful, wonderful holiday tomorrow. So yon, have a long weekend, everyone. So again, has been Hakbang Media's COVID Conversations over coffee. Bye, guys!
Bye.
Bye.